You walk into the club through the back door at 7:12 p.m. carrying 2 bags. One has your heels, the other has your entire life. The hallway smells like perfume, hairspray, sweat, vanilla body lotion, and cheap champagne spilled into old carpet years ago. You've smelled it so many nights now that it almost feels comforting. Almost. "Girl, you're late," the DJ yells as you pass. "I'm 7 minutes early." You're stripper early. That means late. You laugh, fake laugh, but convincing enough. That's one thing you got really good at over the years, convincing people you're okay. You sit at your makeup station beneath the bright mirror lights while girls around you get ready for another Friday night. One girl is curling her hair, another is crying over her boyfriend, another is counting crumpled 20s from last night like she's handling sacred treasure. And you? You stare at yourself in the mirror, 29 years old. Still beautiful, still exhausted, still wondering how your life somehow led here. Not that you hate it, you don't, not really. The club paid your bills when nobody else would, but it definitely wasn't the plan. The plan used to be different, back when you still lived out in the country, back when life smelled like grass after rain and diesel fuel from your dad's truck, back when everybody thought you were the smart one. You remember sitting in a tiny classroom your senior year of high school while your counselor smiled at you. "You're gonna do great things." You believed her. God, you really did. You went to college 2 hours away from your hometown. Nothing fancy, just a community college. You got your Associate of Arts degree because everyone said college was the ticket out, the ticket to a better life, the ticket to stability, the ticket to respect. So you worked hard. You balanced classes with waitressing, studied at 2 a.m., lived on instant noodles and caffeine, cried in bathroom stalls before exams. You made it 2 years, and honestly, you were proud of yourself. Nobody in your family had gone to college before? Not really. But when graduation came, reality hit you like a truck. Nobody cared about your associate degree. Every job wanted experience, or a bachelor's, or both. You applied everywhere. Office jobs, receptionist jobs, entry-level marketing, banks, insurance agencies, nothing. You'd get interviews, then silence. So you started working at a gas station, third shift, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead while drunk customers stumbled in at midnight asking for cigarettes and lottery tickets. You remember standing behind the register one night staring at the Powerball jackpot sign, $480 million. You laughed to yourself. Yeah. Okay, but still bought a ticket, because why not? Hope only cost $2. Then came the restaurants, double shifts, customers snapping fingers at you like you were a dog, managers texting you on your days off. You think you can come in. No benefits, no savings, no future. Then DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart. You spent years driving around parking lots, eating gas station snacks and listening to podcasts while rich people tipped you $3 to deliver 50 pounds of groceries to the third floor. You were always tired, always behind, always chasing rent, and eventually you found the club, or maybe the club found you. A girl you worked with at the restaurant pulled you aside one night. You'd make insane money dancing. You laughed in her face. No way. 3 months later your electricity got shut off, and suddenly no way became maybe. Then maybe became you standing nervously inside a dressing room wearing borrowed heels while a manager looked you up and down. You'll do fine here. And weirdly enough, he was right. At first, the money shocked you. You made $600 your first Saturday. You cried in your car afterward, not because you were sad, because for the first time in years you could breathe. You paid your bills, caught up your car payment, bought groceries without checking your bank account every 5 seconds. It felt amazing, until you realized the money came with a price, because clubs are emotional roller coasters. One night you feel untouchable, the next night you feel invisible. You learned quickly that men could say the cruelest things imaginable while smiling. "I'm not into blondes." "You're too country for me." "You look better from far away." "You're not really my type." "You're too quiet." "You talk too much." "You'd be prettier if you lost 10 pounds." "You'd be prettier if you gained 10 pounds." "You're old." 29. Old. Meanwhile, the man saying it is 56 with ketchup stains on his shirt. You learned not to take it personally. At least that's what you told yourself. But sometimes you'd go home at 3 a.m. and stare at the ceiling wondering if maybe they were right. Then the next customer would sit down and look at you like you hung the moon. That's the emotional whiplash of the club. One guy acts disgusted you even approached him. The next guy falls in love within 12 minutes. Every week felt the same. Rejection, compliments, cruelty, obsession, loneliness, attention, over and over and over again, and eventually you became numb to it. Almost. There was one customer, though. The regular. The last man every Friday night. You still remember the first time he came in. Clean cut, quiet, expensive watch, kind eyes. He looked nervous, like he didn't belong there. You sat beside him expecting another awkward conversation, but instead he smiled softly and said, "You seem intelligent." You nearly laughed. Nobody said that in clubs, not sincerely. What makes you say that? The way you carry yourself. That conversation lasted 3 hours. No weird comments, no creepy touching, no insults, no ego, just conversation. And at the end of the night he handed you more money than anyone ever had before. You stared at it. $1,000. You earned it. You thought it was a fluke. Then he came back the next week, and the next, and eventually Fridays became predictable. Men throughout the night would tear your confidence apart piece by piece. Then he'd arrive, and somehow put it back together. You're beautiful. You're funny. You deserve more than this place. You're going to figure it out. You never fully believed him, but you wanted to. God, you wanted to. One night after work, you sat in your SUV eating Taco Bell in the parking lot, watching trucks pass on the highway. Your SUV was nice. Actually really nice. $40,000 SUV. Paid off. The club gave you that. You had designer bags too. Jewelry, savings, vacations, but no house. That part always bothered you. You had all these luxury things, but nowhere that truly felt like home. Every apartment you rented sat beside highways or busy streets. You'd lie awake at night listening to engines and sirens. You wanted peace, quiet, a backyard, something permanent, something yours. And that night in the Taco Bell parking lot you realized something terrifying. You couldn't dance forever. You were still doing well, very well. But clubs change fast. Beauty changes fast. Attention changes fast. You needed an exit plan, an exit business, something that belonged to you, something nobody could take away. So you started brainstorming. Nail salon? Too expensive? Boutique? Too risky? Real estate? Maybe someday. Then one night everything changed because of a stupid YouTube video. You'd been obsessed with manifestation videos for months, especially lottery ones. Every week you bought scratchers and Powerball tickets, not because you genuinely thought you'd win, but because dreaming felt good. And one night while scrolling YouTube you found a video titled, POV, you win the lottery. You clicked it, and suddenly you were completely hooked. The storytelling, the immersion, the idea of placing viewers directly inside a fantasy life. You watched another, then another, then another, and eventually you sat up in bed thinking, I could do this. You already understood fantasy. That's what dancing was, creating emotional experiences, selling escapism, making people feel something, and suddenly your brain started racing. POV videos, lottery winners, luxury lives, breakups, glow-ups, revenge stories, rich girl fantasies. You grabbed your phone at 2:14 a.m. and created a channel. You uploaded your first video 3 days later. It got 412 views. You almost cried, not because it was viral, because strangers actually watched something you made. So you kept going. You filmed before work, edited after work, recorded voiceovers at 4 a.m. under blankets so neighbors wouldn't hear. Your life became chaos. Gym in the morning, editing during lunch, club at night, sleep whenever possible. But something strange started happening. The channel grew, slowly at first. 1,000 subscribers, then 5,000, then 20,000. Comments flooded in. Your stories are addictive. This feels so real. You should make longer videos. You deserve way more subscribers. And for the first time in your entire life, you found something that felt meant for you. Not survival, not desperation, not temporary, purpose. Then one video exploded. A POV story about winning the lottery and losing fake friends. 3 million views in 2 weeks. Your phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Ad revenue hit your account. Then sponsorships. Then memberships. Then merchandise. Then more videos exploded. Suddenly you were making club money without the club. Then more than club money. Then way more than club money. You remember staring at your analytics dashboard one morning completely speechless. $38,000, 1 month, from YouTube. You refreshed the page 5 times thinking it was broken. It wasn't. You screamed so loud your cats ran under the couch. 3 cats, your babies, the same cats who used to live cramped beside noisy highways with you in tiny apartments. And suddenly everything changed. You bought a house, not a mansion, not celebrity insane, but perfect. $800,000, big windows, quiet neighborhood, huge backyard. You cried walking through it the first time, not because it was expensive, because it was peaceful. No highway noise, no sirens, just birds, wind, trees, home. Your cats lost their minds when they saw the backyard. Watching them sprint through grass the first week healed something inside you. Then came the car. You kept the SUV. You loved that SUV. Paid off. Reliable. Part of your story. But you wanted something else too. A sedan. Elegant. Fast. Beautiful. So you bought one. $100,000 luxury sedan. You remember gripping the steering wheel the first time thinking, this doesn't even feel real. But the craziest part, the money wasn't even the best thing. Time was. Freedom was. Now your mornings start differently. No alarm screaming at 6 a.m. No rushing into double shifts. You wake naturally. Feed your cats. Head to the gym early. Your body feels strong now. Healthy. Not exhausted. Then coffee. Then editing videos from your home office. You built the office exactly how you dreamed. Soft lighting. Huge monitors. Cozy furniture. Shelves filled with little reminders of how far you came. Your old gas station name tag sits framed on the wall, not as a joke, as motivation. Never forget. Then lunch with friends, real friends, the ones who loved you before the subscribers, before the views, before the money. Then maybe yoga class, or organizing the house, or attending charity events. You actually love charity events, maybe because you remember exactly what struggling feels like. You donate constantly now, animal shelters, women's shelters, food drives, scholarships for community college students, because nobody helped you when you were drowning, and you never forgot that. Sometimes people online call you lucky, and maybe you are, but they didn't see the years before the success, the crying in restaurant bathrooms, the humiliation, the exhaustion, the nights at the club wondering if your life would ever become something bigger. Now your accountant handles your taxes every year, which honestly still feels hilarious to you. You have an accountant. You used to panic buying groceries. Life feels unreal sometimes, but weirdly enough, you still dance occasionally. Not because you need the money, because sometimes it's fun. You walk into the club now wearing custom-made outfits from your personal seamstress. God, your outfits are unbelievable now. Hand-sewn rhinestones, silk, perfectly fitted pieces designed specifically for your body. Art. You used to buy clearance outfits online hoping they'd survive one stage set. Now your wardrobe looks like something from a movie. The girls at the club always freak out when you show up. You smell rich now. You got famous. You're glowing. But the funniest part? The customers treat you differently now too. Confidence changes everything. When you needed validation, men sensed it. Now you don't, and somehow that makes you magnetic. You still see the same cycle every night though. The rude guys, the lonely guys, the sweet guys, the broken guys, the arrogant guys. Nothing changed there. One man tells you, you're not even that hot. 10 minutes later another says, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You smile through all of it now, because neither opinion controls you anymore. That's freedom, real freedom. Not money, not cars, not houses. Freedom is no longer needing strangers to tell you your worth. And then one night at a charity event you see him, a man from your past, Not the club regular, different. This man used to matter to you years ago, back before survival mode consumed your entire life. You lock eyes across the room, and suddenly your stomach flips like you're 20 again. He walks over slowly. You look incredible. You laugh nervously. So do you. The conversation feels effortless, familiar, warm, safe, and for the first time in years you feel something you thought maybe disappeared forever. Hope, not financial hope, not survival hope, romantic hope. He asks for dinner next week. You say yes, obviously yes. And later that night, while lying in your massive bed inside your beautiful quiet house, you think about your entire life, the gas station, the restaurants, the delivery apps, the club, the tears, the humiliation, the late nights editing videos while exhausted beyond belief. And now, this, peace, success, freedom, possibility. You look around your bedroom, your cat's asleep nearby, moonlight shining through giant windows, silence outside, no highway, no chaos, no fear, just peace, and you realize something important. The YouTube channel didn't just change your finances, it changed your identity. For the first time ever, you built something that belonged entirely to you. Not managers, not customers, not bosses, you. Your YouTube channel saved your life, and honestly, you can't wait to see what happens next. To be continued.